Alright, to begin off this video, I'm gonna start off answering a question that nobody asked. Yes, I'm starting off this video by answering a question that probably no one even thought about. And that question is, why do I never begin a video with the title screen of the game, except for when I, begin a new episode? Well, the reason why I do this is because I do not like the transition from the load page to the game whenever I start the game from the main title menu. I just don't like the transition. Just look at this transition. I know you're opening the door to the story whenever you do that with the load page, but it just doesn't look that great. Like, it just jumps right into the game. Yeah, it jumps right into the game. You know what I like? When you press load, while, you're already loaded into the game, and then you reload because it fades in from black.
Erika-chan ka.
That was a bad example. Cut that out.
Erika-chanか。ずいぶん変わった子だね。最近の若い子とはどうも相性が良くないよ。
Aren't you like 23 and she's 17? You're not that far off age-wise.
ジョージさんだってお若いですよ。
Yeah, exactly.
いとこで最年長ということもあってついついいつも自分がもう若くないって気持ちになっちゃって。
Yeah, 23 is still young. Considerably young. Yeah, no, that's still pretty young. Moonlit night. Here we go. George and Shannon could be seen surrounded by the rainy rose garden. Though the rain was still pouring down, there was hardly any wind at all. I wonder what these two are up to. Oh, that's cool. Oh! Okay, that's really cool. So, while they're under the veranda, you can see the windows of the veranda, and you can see the rain through the windows. Oh, that's such a cool detail. Oh, I never noticed this before. I don't think I've ever seen the inside of the veranda, actually. This is a veranda, right? They're in a veranda, right? Yeah, that's a veranda. Is that a veranda? Please correct me in the comments, because I think they're in a veranda. But yeah, I find it interesting that you can see the rain through the windows of the veranda. Like, that's like a really close detail that most game designs do not look into. Yeah, most games do not look into the detail of something like this. Like, the windows are not even in the frame barely, but you can still see them, and they still show the rain. That is cool. That is so cool. The scant protection provided by the arbor. Oh, they're not in a veranda, they're in an arbor. Ah, shit. I got my words mixed up. Wait, was I even close with a veranda? Hold on, what's a veranda and what's an arbor? A veranda is a roof platform along the outside of a house, level with the ground floor. Uh-oh. Arbor. A shady garden alcove with sides and a roof formed by trees or climbing plants trained over a wooden framework. Be quiet. All of you silence! The scant protection provided by the arbor was more than enough to house this secret meeting between lovers. Following that fight with Erika, the group had decided to play some cards for a change of pace. When that was over, Shannon returned to the servant room. And shortly after that, George left the room as well to meet Shannon here at the time they had arranged.
エリカさんくらいのお年の方が一番自分自身との付き合い方が難しいと思います。
Yeah, you're right.
そうだね。子供という殻を打ち破りたくて、あたり構わずくちばしを打ちつけるお年頃だね。それを打ち破れて、ようやく大きく羽ばたくことができる。
course he goes to the wing analogy, god.
僕もそうだったよ。かつてまだ殻の中にいた時の自分は情けなくひ弱な、まるで尊敬できない男だった。
そんなことはありません。
いや、いいんだ。自分でも分かってる。かつての僕はいとこの中で最年長ではあっても、いつもぼんやりしているうだつの上がらない男だったよ。それは何もいとこの中だけの話じゃない。家でも学校でも全てでそうだったさ。
Oh, are we George? Okay. I hated being like that. I wanted to break that shell and become a splendid adult like mother and father.
でも、ジョージ様はそれを打ち破られました。この数年のジョージ様は、毎年出会うたびに道があるようでした。
ありがとう。
何かきっかけがあったんですか？
殻を破る？
はい。あれほどの、まるでさなぎを経て蝶になるかのように、目まぐるしく成長されたジョージ様が、ただ漫然と日々を過ごしていて、それを迎えられたとは思いません。それだけの大きな決意をされる、何かきっかけがあったに違いないと思いまして。
君に惚れて愛の力で成長したと僕は今まで言ってきたんだけど。
Okay, yeah, please tell me there's like more reason than that. Yeah, there's gotta be more reasons than that.
本当はもっとネガティブな感情からだったんだ。
そんな、いつも明るく朗らかでおられるジョージさんにネガティブな感情なんてちょっと信じられないです。
Well, usually the happiest people around are probably one of the most negative people there is. They just hide their negativeness. I went a little bit too real here, I'm sorry. This video just begun, I went a little bit too real. Steady pace.
僕はね、両親に女性は大切にしろと教えられてきたんだ。そしてそれを実践してきたつもりだったよ。
はい。とても紳士的で素晴らしいと思います。
本当は違う。異性とどう接していけばいいかわからなくて、過度に神格化して恐れて、紳士的なレディーファーストを装いながら、僕は女の子との交流に多分恐怖さえ覚えていた。
Of course, George had wanted to be around girls as much as any boy might. However, he didn't know how to interact with them. He wanted to act like a gentleman, avoid being disliked by them, and treat them with care. Of those feelings, only the words, treat girls well, took precedence, blossoming into a subconscious fear of women. Is it me, or is George slightly sounding like an incel right now? I mean, George back then. He's kind of sounding like an incel right here.
そんな男を紳士的な奥手な男と呼ぶんだろうね。とんでもない。ただの臆病者さ。そのくせ自分はこんなにも紳士的なのにどうして彼女ができないのかと一方的に思い込み、
George was an incel!
最後には世間の女性は全て男を見る目がないなんて勝手に決めつけ、勝手に蔑み始める。
You know, I'm more surprised that I'm not surprised by this. George was an incel! What?
これが本当の情けない男ってもんさ。
I mean, at the very least, he's able to recognize the way of an incel is a very pathetic way to live. So I give congrats to George for realizing that being an incel is not cool. Wow. Wow. I'm both kind of surprised and also not that George was an incel. How many years ago was it when I noticed? It started when I was in middle school. Oh, that's actually impressive that he figured that out in middle school. At the time, I assumed that I was obviously the most gentlemanly of the cousins, so I would obviously be popular with women. However, reality was completely different. At school, I was pretty much completely hopeless. Far from being a leader, I was the bully kid who got pushed around by everyone. At the time, I figured I was just a capable and adaptable man who could keep in perfect tune with his surroundings. How stupid. Sure, I might have gained some measure of trust from girls. Sorry, I'm still getting over the fact that George was an incel. I shouldn't be laughing as much as I am right now, but I don't know why, but it's like kind of shocking but also not to get this revelation that George was an incel. However, not only was there no one who would become my girlfriend, I didn't even know any girls I could call a friend.
そりゃそうさ。レディーファーストと称していつも後ろへ下がる男だよ。そんな後ろ向きな牽引力のない男の背中についていこうなんて誰が思うものか。滑稽だね。それに気づかず自分はさぞや魅力的な男子に違いないなんて思った。
No comments about that because that would be too mean.
その気持ちちょっぴりわかります。自分が異性に魅力的に見てもらいたくて努力した振る舞いが必ず思った通りの結果を導くとは限りませんから。
へえ、シャノンにもそういう経験が？
もちろんです。私だって男の子の気を引きたくてできもしないお化粧をして恥をかいたり恥ずかしい失敗の思い出がたくさんあります。
I'm intrigued. Who was this boy that you're trying to get their eye on you? Who's this boy, Shannon? I worded that weirdly. I worded that so weirdly, but the intention's still there. Who's this boy you're referring to, Shannon? Who is this boy?
そんなうぬぼれた僕の目を覚ましてくれたのがシャノン。いや、君たちだった。
どんなきっかけがジョージさんに訪れたんですか？
嫉妬かな。
意外です。でも何に？
Well then, BP.
君とバトラ君がとても楽しそうに話しているのを見て、
Oh.
僕は嫉妬した。
私がバトラ様と？
Shannon raced through her memories, trying to find a conversation that might have made George envious.
君たちにとっては他愛ない会話だったに違いないよ。でも僕はそれに嫉妬を感じてしまった。ここからの話はバトラ君には絶対に内緒にしてほしい。約束できる？
Oh, no worries. At the very least, the peace battler won't hear you.
もちろんです。
I'm getting a little bit nervous. What is he about to say?
みすぼらしい僕の懺悔さ。でも聞いてほしい。今夜は僕の悪い部分も知ってくれた上で 君に返事をもらいたいことがあるから。
はい、聞かせてください。
With a smile, but a serious look in her eyes, Shannon nodded. Tonight. She knew what he was going to ask her tonight. George had the right to confess before asking that sacred question, and Shannon had the obligation to listen. Shannon understood this, so she listened quietly.
感激の魔女ってずいぶん趣味の悪い魔女なのね。恋を語る話は時を超えて尊い。いくら聞いても飽きぬでな。もっとも私にはエンジェの乙女らしい剣王の表情の方が愉快であるが。
Featherine laughed quietly. Angie huffed and looked away. But she quickly realized that this world only entertained Featherine even more. Oh wait, let me read that. Angie huffed and looked away. But she quickly realized that this would only entertain Featherine even more. So she tried to act unconcerned.
バトラ君もジェシカちゃんも昔から快活だね。いや、そんな言い方は取り繕ってる。だからこう言うよ。
George looked up at where the moon should be, high above the rain clouds, and spoke. They were honest words, spoken from George's meek heart. Future.
僕は昔からバトラ君もジェシカちゃんも礼儀に欠けた子だと思ってたよ。いや、もっとダイレクトに言おう。言葉遣いの下品な子たちだなとさえ思っていたよ。本当さ。軽蔑してくれていい。
I mean, I'm not surprised now, ever since that previous, implication that George was saying right there, that he was an incel. Yeah, I'm not surprised he thought that way about, Valor and Jessica.
しません。人は何を胸中に思おうと許されます。むしろ態度に出さなかったジョージさんは立派です。
ありがとう。僕はそんな彼らを内心見下していたよ。それに比べて僕はなんと立派で紳士的魅力にあふれているかと本気でうぬぼれていたさ。
I'm sorry. Overflowing with gentlemanly charm? That's so stupid sounding. I was just overflowing with gentlemanly charm compared to them. At least he's, discouraging his past self's beliefs. So yeah, I should not... I'm making fun of his past self. I'm not making fun of the present George that recognized how dumb he was back then. No, I'm giving a hand for George for realizing how dumb he was back then. But still, just the words that he says about the things he believes back then. God, it's kind of amusing. Gentlemanly charm, that's what's making me lose my mind inside. What the fuck? Oh no, I have to read some stuff. I was at that age where having a girlfriend felt like a necessary condition for becoming a real man. I truly believe that no girl would fear... I don't want to say that! Oh my god! I don't want to say that! I truly believe that no girl could fail to admire a gentleman who treated girls as well as I did. So I really did assume that the girls I knew were attracted to me because of my gentlemanly charm.
それに比べたらいつまでもはしゃいだりふざけたり下品で低俗な言葉遣いばかりしているバトラ君やジェシカちゃんなんか絶対に彼女や彼氏ができたりするもんかと思っていたよ。それがいつまで経っても彼女ができない自分が精神安定剤だったのかもしれない。
god, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. No, seriously, this is a serious scene. I shouldn't be laughing this much. But god.
とんでもない。
You were.
彼らは僕に劣ってなんかいない。むしろ異性を勝手に神格化してレディーファーストと称して恐れて避ける僕の方がよっぽど劣っていた。
I'm applauding you, George. You were able to recognize something. My god. You were able to recognize an important thing that I think a lot of people should realize themselves. The sort of person that George was years ago is not a cool person at all. You're mainly a dickbag.
バトラもジェシカも昔からああいう性分だった。確かにそやで紳士的、淑女的とは到底言えなかっただろう。しかし男女を分け隔てなく交流できる力があった。いや、魅力と言っていいかもしれない。
ちょっとわかるわ。お兄ちゃんやジェシカお姉ちゃんみたいなタイプの人って男女問わず誰とでも仲良くなれるタイプよね。ジョージお兄ちゃんには悪いけど、あまり紳士を振りかざしすぎる人ってちょっと気持ち悪いわ。
I do too!
女に幻想を持ちすぎっていうか、なんというか。
This is why I love AG as a character. This is one of the reasons why I love AG as a character, because she basically steals everything I try to say from my mouth. Like, she steals everything that I'm thinking and says it aloud for me. God.
人は無縁であるなら、相手が無害で退屈な人間であることを尊ぶ。しかしそれは邪魔にならないという意味で好まれているだけだ。退屈な人間を身近にしたいと願う人間などいるわけもない。
当然よ。動かず物も言わぬ電信柱と友達になろうというバカはいないわ。でも動かず物を言わないのは電信柱としては優秀だわ。
そういうことだ。ジョージはつまりいくら自分が優秀であっても魅力ある人間として認められていない。ただの電信柱扱いであることにようやく気づいたというわけだ。
僕は当時うぬぼれの真っ盛りだった。
Cage.
だから親族会議でみんなで集まっている時、一番魅力的なのは僕で、それに混じって遊んでくれた使用人の女の子はみんな僕に惚れていると信じていたよ。
No.
それがあの日、僕はそこでようやく自分がどれほどみすぼらしかったかを思い知ったのさ。
私が当時何か心ないことを言ってしまったのでしょうか。
いいや、逆さ。君は何も言わなかった。君の瞳に映っているのは常に僕だといううぬぼれが打ち砕かれたのさ。
Just when did it start? No, it must have started long before then. I only failed to notice because my eyes were clouded with conceit.
ある日、唐突に気づいたんだ。君たちがバトラ君やジェシカちゃんと僕なんかよりはるかによく馴染んで楽しそうに遊んでいることに。
Yes, those two, whom I had looked down upon so much, were radiating far more charm than I was. You really looked like you were enjoying yourself that day. The look on your face was far brighter than any you ever showed me.
気色悪い話さ。 僕は君を勝手に僕に好意を持ってると決めつけ、ひょっとしたら異性の付き合いになってもいいかななんて青臭い白チュームを許したことさえあるんだ。それを勝手に恋人を奪われた気持ちになって勝手に傷ついてる。
This is a serious scene, by the way. This is a serious... Okay, I'm just gonna walk off the giggles. I'm gonna walk off the giggles.
どこまでも僕はダメな男だったんだ。その時ようやく僕は自分の愚かさに気づけたんだ。
ジョージ様。
その後バトラ君はいろいろあって親族会議に来なくなったけど、ルドルフおじさんから彼の近況は聞いていたよ。おじさんも可愛い人だね。バトラ君とあんなにいつも喧嘩をしているのに、バトラ君の近況を常に気にかけていた。
そうですね。私も聞かせてもらったことがあります。アスム様も呆れておられましたっけ。学校では大層女性に人気でトラブルが絶えないのはきっとルドルフ様の血のせいに違いないと。
そしてジェシカちゃんも男女の友達を大勢作っていつもその中心で活躍していると聞いていたし、実際ジェシカちゃんと話してもそれは何の誇張でもないと理解できたよ。
That experience had shown... I need to get a drink of water, wow. Oh no, no! Did I laugh so hard that I'm losing my voice? No! No, I just begun! I can't lose my voice this soon! Did I laugh so hard that I lost my voice? Hold on, no, let me clear out my throat. God, I just had a bathroom break too! That experience had shown that the two I had looked down upon were much more attractive human beings than I was.
最初はね、バトラ君たちを真似ようと思ったんだ。滑稽な話さ。ふざけたりはしゃいだり下品な会話を好めば彼らのような魅力が得られると思い込んだ。
ジョージ様がですか？ちょっと想像できません。
痛々しかったよ。僕もあの頃のことは生涯思い出したくない。そしてそんなことを真似ても真の魅力は宿らないとすぐに気づいたよ。僕に魅力がないのは人を大事にすると称したり、
Distant.
場の雰囲気に合わせて振る舞えると称したりして、いつも一歩逃げている自分の臆病さにあったんだ。僕はそれを克服するために生まれ変わる決意をしたよ。初めて自分の殻というものを理解し、それを打ち破ろうと誓ったんだ。その意志がくじけそうになるたびにあの日のことを思い出してバネにした。君たちが僕を忘れて楽しそうに遊んでいたあの日、そして僕に好意があると決めつけている君の瞳に僕が映っていなかったことをね。誓ったんだよ。今度こそ本当に君を振り向かせてその瞳に僕を映してやりたいとね。それが実は君に恋をした一番最初の感情。
複雑だったんですね。
あの日僕を無視して遊んでいた君たち、いや君への復讐がいつの間にか本当の恋心に変わっていったんだ。
Oh.
しかし神に誓うよ。それが君のことを真剣に考え出したきっかけだとしても、僕が今君に持つ気持ちには 僕は
Oops, sorry.
君を生涯愛することを誓う。
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to cut you off short.
それは誰にも何にも偽らない。そして君を妻として迎えるために、僕には世界を敵に回すことだって厭わない覚悟がある。
ジョージさん。
以上が君に先にしておきたい懺悔さ。僕は今日まで君のことを初恋で一目惚れだったと言ってきた。それは嘘なんだ。うぬぼれた僕の歪んだ。
関係ないです、そんなの。
Shannon smiled, but she spoke forcibly enough to interrupt George's words.
初恋じゃなかったら結ばれちゃいけないんですか？初恋の人を忘れたらそれは裏切りなんですか？恋ってそんな単純じゃない。いえ、単純かもしれない。だって恋なんて簡単。
Is it though?
常に今の
I'm joking, I'm joking.
今の自分の正直な気持ちだけが正解なのだから。だから昔の話も馴れ初めも何も関係ないんです。
懺悔沈んだったかな。
いいえ、何事も完璧なジョージさんにも人間臭い一面があることが分かってちょっと嬉しかったです。そしてそれを私だけに打ち明けてくれることに嬉しくなりました。
In this realm of existence, I think everyone in all the other realms of existence also heard this, but I'm gonna let the pieces just be a little bit more comfortable and not tell them about the existence of, this 5D chess game that's going on.
ありがとう。僕は君がいたから僕になれた。
私もジョージさんがいるから私でいるのです。だから包み隠さず教えてください。私たちはどんな夫婦になってどんな未来を築くのですか？
僕は君という妻を得て父さんを超える実業家になる。そして様々な挑戦や冒険を経て自分の可能性の限界を確かめたい。その到達点の頂に君と一緒に至りたいんだ。そこからの眺めは僕以外の誰にも見せられないものになる。
楽しそうです。どこまでもお供します。
もちろん実業家としての冒険だけじゃない。夫婦でしか築けないものもたくさん積み上げていきたい。
それはどんなものですか？
A boat. Now, actually, you don't need to be a couple to make a boat.
子供を作ろう。
Praise.
はい、旦那様。
Oh, they're already married? Oh, no, they're just thinking about it. They're thinking about the future. No, the proposal hasn't even happened yet. Why did I say that? Sorry. Subliminal messages in my head just blurted out. I'm sorry.
最低3人は作りたい。男の子も女の子も両方欲しい。
もし3人とも男の子だったら？
次こそ女の子かもね。4人目を作ろう。何人いてもいい。子育てという冒険も2人で楽しもう。そしてやがては巣立った子供たちが孫を連れて帰ってくる。気づけば僕たちは大勢の子供と孫に囲まれた 賑やかな老後を迎えてるだろうね。
楽しそうです。ジョージさん、どんなおじいちゃんになってるんでしょうね。
Sticking in his study the whole time, studying alchemy. What would you expect, Shannon? What else would you expect, Shannon? He's gonna basically be in his study all day, studying alchemy.
君こそどんなおばあちゃんになってるんだろうね。
Also staying in her study and studying alchemy all day.
でも僕は君を変わらず愛し続けるよ。そして大勢の家族に見守られながら王女をできたら、僕たちの人生は誰にも負けないものとして描き切られる。
George didn't just talk about his love in the present. He swore to love her soul until the final moment, when the lids of their coffins would be shut. Then, George took a small box out of his pocket. Even without opening it, she knew what was inside. He took it out with a motion that was more natural even than the one he had practiced in the bathroom at the airport. And it was flowing with charm.
さよ。
はい。
結婚しよう。
はい。
この指輪をどうかその指に通してほしい。
はい。ジョージさん。
That ring, which glistened divinely even in the dim light of the arbor, passed from George's hand to Shannon's finger. Of course, Shannon had already decided which finger to put it on.
僕と君の未来を阻もうとするすべての運命に、僕は毅然と立ち向かうことを誓う。
Wait, wasn't the finger she put the ring on her right ring finger? Wasn't it the right ring finger she put it on? I don't remember. George proclaimed that he would reveal their engagement to the entire family on the next day.
僕たちの結婚に両親はとやかく言うかもしれない。でも僕はそれを許さない。僕が親にするのは婚約の報告であって認めてもらいたいわけじゃない。もし母さんが君との結婚を許さないと言い出すなら、僕は自ら感動を申し出て君と家を出るつもりだよ。僕にはその覚悟がとっくにあるんだ。僕たちの未来を阻むすべての運命に、僕は毅然と立ち向かうことをもう一度誓うよ。
George had said it aloud. So, Shannon said the same thing.
私も、私とジョージさんの未来を阻もうとする運命に、毅然と立ち向かうことを誓います。
Uh-oh, glass breaked. Oh, god damn it. Smallest story A. What are you about to say? What the hell are you about to say? Erika? Erika, no! I'm already gonna say no. No, I'm already not liking where this might be going.
バトラさん、いつ事件が始まるんですもう恋愛ごっこ、お腹いっぱいなんですけど。
Patience, Erika. Patience.
黙って見ていろ。
はいはい。私があくびでもした隙に何かとんでもない伏線を通過されたらたまりませんから。
お前には愛はないのか？
愛が証拠として受理されるミステリーってあるんですか？ありませんから。
Not yet. Not yet, though. Hehehe. Erika laughed coldly and stared down at the 2 on the game board. Fowler watched her quietly. Erika thought she felt a touch of pity in his gaze, and she averted her eyes uncomfortably.
一応理解はしてますとも。愛が殺人の動機程度にはなりうることくらい。一応この東屋での出来事は2人の婚約に障害が生じた場合、犯行の動機となりうる程度には解釈しとこうと思います。まあ赤くない言葉でいくら愛をささやこうとも全ては幻ですが。
Shut up!
かわいそうにな。お前は魔女に証拠が与えられなかったら人も愛せないんだな。
Get her!
くだらない恋愛トークはやめてください。私はあんたの敵であって恋の話に付き合う酔狂な友人ではありませんから。私には今のあんたがさっぱりわかりません。一体あんたは何を悟ったってんです？あんたとベアとは罵り合い殺し合う関係だったはず。そのあんたが何の真相に至ってベアトに対する感情を変えたんですか？まさか殺し合うライバル関係から恋愛感情が芽生えたとかバカなこと言い出さないですよね。
エリカ卿、ゲームの進行を続けさせましょう。退屈な恋愛シーンなどとっとと終わらせるに限ります。
That was a longer note than I expected, but I wanted to go ahead and let the rest of the song play before I press enter.
ほんとそうですね。口を挟んで失礼。ささ、どうぞ続きを。
Yeah, I tried making the scenes go along with the music because I'm like, you know, let's try to make their dialogue go with the music a little bit. Bad idea. Bad idea. I don't think I could do it well. I mean, this is my first time playing this scene, so how would I know when to press the button? I don't know. I don't know. I was just trying to do something unique. I was just trying to do something fun. Oh. Where are we now? Oh, this is the guest house.
シャノンです。
White Shadow.
戻りました。
うん。今日の日誌はまだだな。
はい。すぐに提出します。カノン君、留守番をありがとう。
長い休み時間だったね。
Kanon had already noticed. There was a subtly glint coming from the ring, finger on Shannon's left hand. It was the left hand! It was the left hand she put the ring on. I thought it was the right. No, it's the left. Is this my left hand when the video releases? Is this my left or right hand on the screen? I don't know how the camera mirror works anymore.
では、私は先に休む。何かあったら構わず起こすように。
おやすみなさいませ、源氏様。
Genji disappeared off to the waiting room. After that, only Shannon and Kanon remained.
時間をくれてありがとう。あとは私が控えてるから、カノン君ももう休んでもいいよ。
今度は僕の出番ってことだね。
Blue Butterfly! Hell yeah!
悪いけど、私たちは負けないよ。
Well, you have a challenge to go against now, Shannon. Alright. I'm rooting for the both of you, so I don't know why I'm saying trash talk.
僕だって負けるものか。
But you will have to fight as well, Kanon.
今日まで臆病でお嬢様にリードしてもらわなければ何もできなかった君が、
姉さんが教えてくれたはずだよ。
何を教えたかな。
恋に昔も過去も関係ない、今だけが重要なんだって。もしそれが本当なら、僕の今は姉さんの今に何も負けてるなんて思わない。
Shannon and Kanon glared at each other with serious eyes. That period of tension vanished when Shannon chuckled.
それでいいよ。君とお嬢様も頑張って。もしも結ばれるなら、私たちが心の底から祝福できるくらいに素敵な関係になって。
姉さんにかなりのリードを許してるけどね。
仕方ないよ。それが君のこれまでの臆病の対価なんだから。
分かってる。それが僕の罪だから。
Shannon and Kanon fished around in their pockets and drew out two small things that glitter gold. They looked like the left and right wings of a gold butterfly.
私たちは神。人間になって愛を育む奇跡を得るには、もう一度魔法の奇跡を頼らなくてはならない。
あいつのブローチが役に立つなんて。
私たちの手元にある唯一の魔法。
It was the golden butterfly brooch, which Beatrice had once given to Shannon in the hopes of creating love between her and George. Shannon had given it to Kanon, but he had let his emotions get a hold of him, and had crushed it into pieces. So, when the two wings they held were brought together, it would regain the form of a beautiful butterfly.
じゃあ行ってくる。僕もトランプに一応呼ばれてたからね。
Hell yeah, you're playing cards? Yeah!
頑張ってね。お嬢様、きっと喜ぶと思う。
少し照れるな。
楽しんで、その感情を。
Kanon left the servant room. He went to go see Jessica and tell her what he had determined to do. Shannon quietly watched them go. The fragment of the brooch and the engagement ring bled off a gold and silver glint.
懐かしいぞ。
Hope.
あれは確かにわらわがシャノンに与えたもの。カノンが踏みつぶして以来、どこへ紛失したかと思っていたら、まだ持っていたのか。
黄金蝶のブローチですね。恋愛を助ける魔法のブローチとフェザリーヌさんの本で読みました。
And that had been the first moment that Beatrice, Witch of the Forest, had met with a human and given them her power. Bit by bit, she had ascended from a mere ghost to the ruler of the mansion at night. And by making the servants believe in her, she had wiped away the anti-magic power. And then, it eventually became possible for her to appear openly in front of Shannon, whose magic resistance had grown particularly low, and who had begun to believe in the existence of Beatrice. To Beato, who had been unable to interact with anyone for many years, this conversation with Shannon must have been especially fun.
だから気前よく黄金蝶のブローチを与えてやったのだ。わらわは相当上機嫌であったのだな。わらわのごとき冷酷な魔女がそこまでサービスをするとは。
でも素敵です。あなたは未来の恋人たちの仲を取り持たれたのですから。
もちろん甘やかしたつもりはないぞ。わらわの魔力を抑えつけてきたあの肉々しい霊境を割ることと引き換えだ。
Oh yeah! I kind of forgot about the spirit mirror. Are we gonna go into that? Yeah, are we gonna go into that spirit mirror? Because, I don't remember anything being written about it ever since episode 2. Yeah, episode 2, they keep on talking about that mirror that Shannon broke at the beginning of the game. But in episodes 1, 3, and 4, and 5 even, there was no real mention of that mirror, so are we finally going to go back to explaining what that mirror is? Because I'm really curious, what is the mirror's importance?
そのおかげでわらわは一気に力を取り戻すことができたのだから。
Oh!
しかしある夜、紫の雷が鎮守の社を打ち砕いたのです。
Yes, we're going into the mirror! I think so.
島々の者たちは協調だと囁き合いました。おお、今思えばあれこそがベアトリーチェ様復活の印だったに違いありません。
Okay, yes, we're going into the spirit mirror, alright. Kumasawa had the rest of the night off. So, she had let Erika talk her into drinking a bit, and was chatting about the legend of Akujikijima and Beatrice in a happy, tipsy mood. Oh! She's getting Kumasawa tipsy, okay, that's pretty interesting. Erika would nod from time to time, but she listened very closely. She wasn't actually taking notes, but she was gathering the information on the whiteboard inside her head. Then, she frowned as though noticing something out of place, and held up her hand.
ちょっとストップを。
はい。
その鎮守の社は悪食島の悪霊を封じるために旅の修験者が建立した。
The great detective knows. Uh-oh.
そうでしたね。
ええ、そうでございます。強い神通力をお持ちだったということで、その力を鏡に込め、
霊境として社に奉納し、悪霊を封印した。少し違和感を覚えます。悪食島の悪霊を封印する社がどうしてベアトリーチェも封印するんです？
それはその霊境の神通力が。
なるほど。東洋の悪霊も西洋の魔女も OK の便利な霊境だったからというわけですか。わかりました。すっきりはしませんが、そこは折れることにしましょう。しかしどうしてベアトリーチェが雲の巣も嫌うのかわかりません。
According to the legend, the evil spirits of Akujikijima despise spider webs. So they were apparently used as words against evil on the islands around here. Actually, spiders are a useful bug. They indeed are, despite how I have slight arachnophobia. Extreme arachnophobia, actually. The farmers of the islands may well have treasured them. It's very possible that the farmers call them words against evil, tying them to the stories about evil spirits. In order to create a tradition of people treating this useful bug with care through the generations.
しかしそれ、悪食島伝説の話です。そもそもベアトリーチェの魔女伝説の発祥は、この島に引っ越してきた後宮金蔵がミステリアスな黄金伝説とそれを授けた魔女という名の愛人を吹聴してから始まったものです。つまり
悪食島の悪霊と黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェは本来全く異なる存在のはずなんです。なのに設定が同じになっています。
さてはて。
The evil spirits of Akujikijima couldn't stand spider webs, so neither could Beatrice. That sort of reasoning has been applied all over the place. When it was pointed out that this was strange, Kumasawa was lost for an answer.
金蔵さんの書斎のドアノブはサソリの魔法陣が描かれていて、それは西洋魔術では魔除けを意味する。だから西洋魔女のベアトリーチェはドアノブに触れられない。これは理解できるんです。でも雲の巣に限ってはベアトリーチェが嫌う理由がありません。
Well, Erika, what if Beatrice is afraid of spiders? Have you thought of that?
私の知る限りでも西洋魔女の苦手なものに雲の巣があったという記憶はありません。むしろ雲は魔女の仲間や眷属では？
I thought cats were the friends of witches. Yeah, I thought the minions and friends of witches were cats, not spiders. No, it's cats. Yeah, it's not spiders, it's cats. Yeah, no, it's cats. I guess maybe spiders as well, but I've not seen anything with spiders and witches. It's usually cats and witches.
はあ。
思うに悪食島伝説の悪霊と魔女伝説のベアトリーチェ、この2つの異なる伝説が少し混交しているように思います。いいえ、混交どころか融合かもしれません。悪食島伝説は六軒島周辺の暗礁を恐れた漁民たちが生み出したおとぎ話。しかし悪食島に住まう悪霊なる者には具体的なビジュアルイメージが伴っていませんでした。人なのか怪物なのか、はたまた足のない幽霊なのか、さっぱりイメージがありません。人はビジュアルを伴わない空想を苦手とします。そこにベアトリーチェという魔女の伝説が登場した。悪霊よりは魔女の方が想像しやすい存在です。しかもその上、金蔵さんはベアトリーチェの肖像画を描かせ掲示しました。つまり悪食島伝説の一番の弱点、たたる悪霊のビジュアルイメージが初めて保管されたわけです。そこからいつの間にか2つの伝説が混じり合っていってしまったのではないでしょうか。
どうでございましょうね。
poor Kumasawa.
この老いぼれには少し難しい話にございます。
Like, I hate to admit this, but Erika does have a point. Erika does have a pretty good point that I'm not going to deny. Yeah, the combination of, the stories of Akujikijima and Beatrice, yeah, I kind of agree with her synopsis of how they got combined over the years once Kinzo had made a mental image of a representation of the tales. Yeah, I can see where Erika's coming from, and surprisingly, despite how I want to deny everything Erika says, I won't deny this one. I'm gonna let her have this win. Though, of course, maybe Kumasawa might turn things around and fight Erika over this. Maybe. Is she? I think she might. Kumasawa laughed, smooth it over, wiping away a cold sweat. She might have seemed confused, but she actually did understand what Erika was saying. In truth, she did have a rough understanding of how the legend of Akujikijima, which had been around before Ushiromiya Kinzo had come to Rokkenjima, and the legend of the Golden Witch, the story of the woman who had given Kenzo a vast quantity of gold, had changed over time, like all legends do. She didn't want to admit it, but she knew. Beatrice's backstory, that she hated the spirit mirror and spider webs, had actually been based on the ancient legend of Akujikijima. The evil spirits, part of that legend, had just been replaced by the witch of the portrait.
もし黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェを自称する人物がいたとして、彼女が本当にクモの巣を嫌うのかどうか、ぜひ聞いてみたいものです。
I mean, hey, Beatrice could just be scared of spiders, Erika.
触れるとどうなるんでしたっけ？
魔女の眷属はクモの巣に触れるとやけどを負うそうですから、多分そうなるんじゃないかと。
いいじゃないですか、それ。見事な魔女裁判です。クモの巣に触れてやけどするならば、それは悪霊の方であって魔女ではない。そして触れても何も起こらないのであれば、ただの人間であることの証。
You know, that's interesting. That's interesting because I remember in episode 2, the Kanon that was not Kanon that attacked everyone in the servant room, when Shannon touched him with the spider web, he was burned by the spider web. That brings a lot of questions as to, you know, that Kanon that entered the servant room from what we saw in episode 2. That could heavily imply that he, or, you know, whatever was pretending to be him, was an evil spirit in that scene. That was why they were burned by the spider web. Or, if I go into a Erika understanding of what happened in that scene, that was an example of the mixing of the legends in live action. That was the mixing of the legends. This version of Kanon, sent in by Beatrice to kill some of the servants, including Nanjo. Yeah, he killed Kumasawa and Nanjo in that scene, and then was attacked by Shannon with the spider web before, you know, being taken out by a spider web as well. So, that could be inferred as an example of the legend of Beatrice being combined with the legend of the spirits, the evil spirits, on Akujikijima. Ah, interesting. I mean, I don't want Erika to be right. I still support magic. But I do like thinking from a non-magical perspective to, you know, get into an understanding of why a tale was told that way.
つまり、やけどしようがしなかろうが、黄金の魔女など存在しないという証になります。魔女伝説なんて所詮、悪事木島伝説が装いを変えただけの焼き直しに過ぎないのです。
Kumasawa, are you about to turn into Virgilia and beat the crap out of Erika? Or get beaten by Erika just like what happened to Maria?
はあ。
ただ伝説がそこにあるだけで、フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがです？皆様方。
I hate you, but I have to agree with you slightly. Though only the two of them were in the lounge. Erika faced in the direction an invisible audience would have been if there was one, and shrugged. And, to match Erika's imagination, the two of them actually were there, listening in.
クモの巣ですか？
Melody, instrumental version. I was about to smile and say it's Angie and Feathering time, but no, it's Beatrice and Beatrice time.
触れるとやけど？
When Beato the elder snapped her fingers. A graceful silver spider slipped down from the ceiling, hanging by a transparent thread. Afterwards, only a single silver strand remained. Timidly, Beato stretched her finger out towards the spider string, and she touched it.
平気です。
Uh-oh.
平気なのか。
Beato the Elder lifted up a white, pale finger, and after showing it to her little sister, she traced the silver string with it. There was a stench like a single hair being burnt. Once again, she held her finger up in front of Beato, who was dumbfounded. There was a thin burned line, as though someone had traced across it with a razor.
これはどういうことですか？
わらわが聞きたい。どうしてそなたは平気なのか？
Well, didn't her character sheet describe that she did not have any powers? Hold on. Let's go to... Oh my god, I didn't realize Beatrice the Elder had a character sheet. Oops! Beatrice the Elder, a mysterious witch who existed even before the rules. She has the same name as Beato, but she was not given the purpose of devoting herself to valor. A mere shadow of a witch sealed away by Kinzo. She spends her days pulling small pranks and clearing away the anti-magic toxins for the sake of her resurrection. Has many things in common with the evil spirits of Akujikijima, such as a fear of spider webs. She was the one who gave Shannon the golden butterfly brooch. And let's see, Beatrice. Okay, hold on. A new witch reborn from the rules. She has not lived 1,000 years, and her behavior is vastly different. She is a witch who does not even know how to use magic. What if this new Beatrice is not even a witch yet, but just a regular human? She's not even a witch. That's why she's not affected by the spider webs. That's just a thought. That is a thought. And also on the character sheet it says, it is almost as though she is just a human. Interesting. So over time, Beatrice became a magical being that knows a lot of magic, but is also affected by magical things. There's multiple angles I can look at this from. But for now, I'm gonna let the game play out before I make any more theories. But this is interesting.
わかりません。むしろ逆にどうしてお姉様が蜘蛛の巣に触れるとやけどをするのかわかりません。
わからぬ。わらわが自らの存在を意識した時からそういうことになっていた。
ではお姉様は
Beato hesitated. However, her question was clear.
違う。わらわは悪食島の悪霊などではない。わらわは六軒島の夜を支配する魔女ベアトリーチェである。どうしてこの島の太古の悪霊と同じ弱点を持つのかはわらわにもわからぬ。
苦手なのは蜘蛛の巣だけですか？
エリカとやらが言うように金蔵の書斎のドアノブもダメだ。あのサソリの魔法陣はわらわを焼く。わらわにとって金蔵の書斎の扉を開けようとするのは真っ赤に焼けた蹄鉄を家中に拾うも同じこと。
Yeah, I know that hurts.
そなたはどうか？
I've done that myself, but I've seen an idiot do that before. It was painful looking.
サソリの魔法陣ですか？
The older sister snapped her fingers again. When she did, the surrounding scene bent and twisted, and they had suddenly moved to the place in front of Kinzo's study. And there was the doorknob engraved with a scorpion magic circle.
魔術を研究するものならば、人的にも霊的にも隔絶された隠れ家が必須となる。金蔵が自らの書斎を閉ざし、このような魔除けを施したとしても不思議はない。そしてそれは困ったことに、わらわにもこうして効果がある。
Beatrice, no! Wait, Beatrice, that's a bad idea. You're gonna burn your hand. She gently grasps the doorknob. Ouch. As she did, a violent burning sound, unbelievably stronger than the one caused by the spider web, rang out.
お姉様、大丈夫ですか？手は。
Her hand had been horribly burnt, and Beato couldn't help but avert her eyes.
安心せよ。これしきすぐ治る。
Apparently, it would heal by itself if left alone. The older sister seemed to heal at an inhuman rate.
だがそなたはどうやら平気らしいな。
She timidly poked the doorknob. Nothing happened. Slowly, she touched it with her entire palm, but she felt nothing but a pleasantly cool sensation.
不思議だ。そなたはわらわの分身であるにもかかわらず、わらわとは様々なものが異なっている。
逆にドアノブに触れても平気ですが、お姉様のような火傷を負ったら私は簡単には治らないと思います。
まるで普通の人間のようであるな。
はい、私自身自分が魔女だとはちょっと信じきれていません。私にはお姉様のように魔法を使うこともできないし、不思議な火傷も、そしてすぐに傷を治すこともできません。お父様は私を偉大なる魔女の生まれ変わりだと信じてくださいましたが、私にはそれが信じられなくて。
そなたは何者なのか。
私はベアトリーチェ。お父様のために生まれてきました。お姉様は？
わらわもまたベアトリーチェ。金蔵に魔法にて黄金を授け、その後も魂となって島に縛り付けられている体を失った魔女である。
私たちは一体何者なんでしょ
う。わらわと違い、そなたは体を持つ存在のように見える。
The song that's playing right now is Apathy.
そうなんですか？
あのエリカとやらの話を聞いて、わらわはふと思った。魔女であり、魔法が使えるが、体を持たぬわらわと、そして魔女であるが、魔法は使えず、肉の体を持つそなた。
Are they going to merge?
わらわたちはやがて一つになり、掛け合った部分を埋め合って、本当のベアトリーチェとして完成されるのではないだろうか。
The combination of the human and the legend. I see. It did seem plausible. Both of the Beatrices were missing something. If they were to become one, then surely they would be very close to the Beatrice that Balor desired.
試してみるか。
Oh, Beatrice fusion?
手を出せ。
The older sister slowly raised her palm and held it out before Beato. The large burn from a second ago really had started to heal already.
わらわたちは一つになれるかもしれぬ。わらわも知りたい。そなたと一つになることで未来のわらわを知りたい。
Beato also raised her hands slowly, and the two hands touched. Beatrice fusion! Oh, nothing's happening. But nothing happened. Damn, no Beatrice fusion! Maybe that's at the end of this game we get a Beatrice fusion. Maybe. Perhaps this meant that, while they were fated to become one eventually, that time had not yet come.
わらわにとって雲の巣が苦手なのは当たり前なこと。しかしそなたはそれを知りもしなかった。同様にそなたは自分が生まれてきた理由をお父様のためだという。そのお父様というのはどうやら後宮バトラのことらしい。わらわも年に数度しか訪れぬ稀な客人である彼のことは知っているが、その稀な客人の彼とそなたというわらわにどのような接点があるのか理解できぬ。わらわたちは互いをもっと知るべきに違いない。
そうですね。私たちは互いを知り合うことで本当に大切なことに至れる気がします。
The truth. I'm betting you it's the truth.
その向こうにいるのが一なる未来のベアトリーチェ。いや、それこそがわらわたちのあるべき正しい姿に違いない。
With their hands still joined, the two Beatrices swore to fill in the parts the other lacked, and regain their single form. Bit by bit, Beato was walking down the path that led to the former Beatrice. Oh, that was a good cutoff for the music. Umineko no Nakukori ni Chiru, Nocturne of Truth and Illusions. Ah! If there wasn't one note of the song that played right there. Magic of a different interpretation. Intriguing. Magic of a different interpretation. Is this me, or does this sound like a thesis? Like a title of a thesis?
Okay.